is our audience platform. It's called VisitIQ. The URL is app.visitiq.io. And essentially, it was originally designed to be a self-service SaaS platform, but we've now migrated and pivoted to more managed service audience management platform that is designed to give the end user access to audiences at 3 different opportunities. The first being the pixel audience, which is a piece of code that's installed on our client website that will allow us to match available data points from the users that hit this website to our identity graph of 670 million profiles to display the marketing or the privacy compliant profile data of those users, including all the PII and the contextual information about them. So our first introduction to a client is always going to pivot around the pixel. The Resolve ID pixel is the foundational piece of technology that we consider super important for our clients. And the reason for that is it enables them on 3 fronts. It first allows them to collect and keep the information about their website visitors that would normally churn when new users turn over month to month. It allows them to analyze, to identify their ideal customer profile, to empower them to make smarter business decisions when it comes to preparation for marketing campaign or product development or sales strategy, etc. And third, it gives them the opportunity to take that audience of people for, retargeting, build segments out of it, and then go into our global taxonomy of 670 million people and find profiles that look just like that can then also be deployed for activation. When it comes to the information that's available from the pixel, I'll show you what the pixel looks like. It's just a piece of JavaScript that installs on our client website in the header and body elements. We are able to install the pixel either directly in body or with the Google Tag Manager, and the Google Tag Manager will track the activity inside the GTM plus. You see the information filtering through on our side here. You can also integrate with Google Analytics, and this is done on the user level. So like I personally, through our company, have access to this client's analytics. So I'm able to set that integration up so that I can see how many people are visible through Google Analytics and how many of those we have ID data on. So how does this become a useful tool for a marketer and or marketing enablement company? 1, it's an immediate tool for attribution. 2, gives you super targeted audiences to push back into those campaigns. So like we know 1,992 people, we have their name, address, phone number, email, and 600 data points about those 1,992 people, figuring out how to target an ad campaign or write the right script or include the right creative or content for those 1,992 people becomes infinitely easier when you can click a button and see, the average age, the income, the credit range, the generation they're from, and then you can pick the right content to display that imagery in, or the right messages. You speak to Gen X and baby boomers entirely differently than you do the new generations. This is the bring your whole self to everything group, and this is the let's bottle everything up group. So you don't want to be too emotional in your Gen X or your baby boomer messages, but you certainly want to tap into that emotional sector for here. But because only a small portion of this website hits that, that's not a really important metric for them to pay attention to, right? The other thing that it gives you the opportunity to do is dig under the hood of the website and identify like where people are navigating most frequently, where we're able to identify people, and you can start to dig down and drill into the products specifically. So this is a golf ball company. And we have 1,374 users who are particularly interested in this particular golf ball. Well, who are they and how old are they? It's more women than men. That's surprising. It's people who are over the age of 50. Where are the young people? Where are where are the young buyers, the new golfers that were accounting for 13 or 20% of that other audience? They're not interested in that Josh Allen ball, but that begs the question of why. So we use this, and you can dig down and drill down, and then you can even go so far as looking at the campaign. So if you properly code or label your campaigns, you can even start to see where we're getting impact and where we're not. You can see like Tour Pack is not tracking, and in a lot of cases when we're seeing not available, it's on referral and otherwise probably bot traffic. So you're able to, just with this page, dig in, and it will pull over analytics from Google with that integration. So you can kind of start to see, okay, this Sports Illustrated banner, we've got 372 names off of that Sports Illustrated banner that we're on, in conjunction with a Sports Illustrated email and an article. How do we take that information and turn it into meaningful content or meaningful creative for that group of people? The Klaviyo is a retargeting campaign, through email. How do we reuse this 1993? And what's coming is the next couple sprints, ability to click on that number, view the full taxonomy, and then also go to this section. Because I haven't even touched on this. This is also available from every website we pixel. What this does is it takes the matchable data elements on the user's digital footprint and compares that to available data attributes in our identity graph, and then displays the marketing or the identity compliant profile of that person back for the client's use. So you get the social link, it'll take you to their profile, or their Twitter, it'll take you to that. And then there's a LinkedIn somewhere in here. You've got verified emails. We know this is a real email. When it's first displayed in this platform, we also SMTP or ping validate that email, which, best practice is to revalidate any email list after 30 to 60 days. So you would, want to watch from the date of their first hit to the, November 11th. After that point, you'd want to revalidate any emails to make sure they're still sendable. But information in here gives you, can you market to them? Can you not? If you can market to them, how long, where did that information come from? And this is just for your own reference. You can turn these things on and off, which, I think it makes it easier to review. And you can turn things, you can turn it all off, you can turn it all on. But as you scroll across, you got the first date and last date, just so you know how frequently Data Sexy Chick has been in the website. The BBAC is a count of number of days that that person has been seen on the site. So you can filter this and organize. So then you can see 21 times that Elizabeth Hartman has been on this website in the past March to July. And you can look at her journey and get a sense of what she's looking at and how she's coming into the campaign. So you've got the Microsoft Click ID, we've got the Google Click ID in here. We're highlighting paid campaigns in yellow based on the inbound traffic information, but down to the point where you're able to even see certain keywords, campaign names, and eventually we're hoping to be able to even incorporate email, to where you can put our pixel in the body or body content of an email and it show what the email campaign name was. So it gives you deep level insight into both the people and their journey to help inform strategy, targeting, creative, all of the things that go into building a successful marketing campaign on the front end. And then through that, you have 75,000, then you're able to create segments. So you look at it, you figure out, okay, the core group of this is 55% female, 45% male, which aligns with the golf profile of the country. And, the main audience segment that they need to focus on are 18 to 49-year-olds because they need to backfill that pipeline of young people. So we're going to build a segment. We start with 75,000. I'm going to focus on, let's say 25 to 54. I'm going to apply that. It cuts it down to 26. That's about half. I want women. I want to see how many, I want to focus my next effort around trying to bring some of the women who are on our site back. So now I got 15,000. I can even go in and do a radius or a polygon to narrow the scope. Say if this is a golf ball company, maybe they're sponsoring an event that's somewhere in Chicago, and I want, to get everybody that's in their audience that matches those criteria in that specific geo. So I can add my polygon. We'll see what happens because I don't know exactly where this audience matriculates from. I think they're a national site, but then we'll see how many people match female. And age in this geo, and see, this is all right. There we go. So now we've got 1,646 people, and you can start to see like where they are, like where are the most of those people. They're all kind of huddled around this area. So then wouldn't you use that information to inform like your Google keyword targeting or your programmatic placement or your social, strategies? So all of these things go together. You can do more than one. You can delete, you can reset everything, but it's also all going to start with this core. But with that, the cool thing is that once you've figured out who the general profile is of the website, then you can do a couple of other things. You can compare it to a list of sold customers. And basically this allows us, by doing customer list, you can upload your own data set and match it with an email to bring back a list of people from our identity graph who match that email. So then you figure out who are those people and how do they differ. So these are their customers. And look at the difference in the gender. This is something that was very startling to me. That's the segment. I don't want the segment. I want the customer list. Sorry, my internet goes a little slow when I do a screen share. Feel free to ask questions if there are any. Okay.
Not at the moment, Gini.
Okay, so this is my customer list. I had 100 and some odd thousand records that I ingested and I matched on email, and I got 72,000 back. So when it comes to this, the audience of buyers. So before we were looking at web browsers, people who were browsing the site, who've shown an interest, not necessarily their buyers. This is their buyers. So you can see the vast majority are either unidentified or over the age of 50. Only 25% of their buyers are women. So to me, when I look at this and I see, okay, your browsers, over half, 55% of your browsers on your website are women, but only 25% of women convert to buyers, there's something missing in their product marketing strategy or something missing in their creative. Maybe they only show men in the images. Maybe they're only targeting men-read publications, but there's a lot of women who were interested in their product because they came to their website. and they're falling out because there's either not a female driven product, there's not, not for lack of a better phrase, there's not a pink golf ball. There aren't women's golf gear. I don't know, but this to me would be a great conversation starter for a marketing company and or for their marketing team or product team to say, how do we fill this gap? How do we get from, the 55% of our website because that is 40,000 women. So they've lost 20,000 buyers. So they went from 40,000 women on their website to 17,000 women in their shopper portal. Now I can't say that those two data sets are equivalent in terms of time frame or whatever, so it's not an accurate and full-bodied statement, but it does give you intelligence on the fly that makes decision making in the marketing space a lot faster and more seamless. So with that, what we're able to do is now that we know what their website profile is, we know what their customer list look like, and we know what their core, where the over indexing areas are in that profile. Then we can go to the global audience, which has 670 million people profiles, and apply those same profile elements to generate a massive audience that can be used for lookalike targeting, can be used for outreach, can be used to develop new strategies, because inside that you're going to find a whole lot of other information about these people. And it's a lot of people, so it's going to take some time to populate on the map. So it's a 1, 2, 3 approach, with the pixel being the foundational tech and leading to the opportunity to identify who their ideal customer profile is, compare it to sold customer data, or subsequent to, running some data, even if they're running a campaign, taking a sold customer list and doing a client matchback. That is fully possible with this now. They have to have an email in it, or building a segment to hyper target based on the profile of the website, or building a global audience to supplement. But otherwise, the pretty simple way from, I spent 20 years in market research, and I don't know how many pieces of tech I would have had to go to, and different databases I would have had to go to get these insights all in one. So it makes for quite a bit of, it's pretty exciting. Now, this is something we've just added. These are the IAB content standard taxonomy elements for categorization, to where we can now on a pixel automatically detect both the category of the source URL for the pixel, but also the category of the inbound traffic URLs for all of the traffic, and categorize each user based on those industry IAB categories, so that we can eventually have a first-party data-based contextual seller designed audiences. So a lot of really cool work going on there. And then finally, for integrations, we have some primary integrations available at this point. ADF XML email for automotive is primarily a use case, but can, if they have a system that will accept an XML based email or format, the journey and the people data can be filtered through or sent on a daily basis through ADF. Also have an integration with Amazon S3 so that a client can set up access point to our S3 and retrieve, and we'll automatically deposit data into that bucket on a daily basis, where they can then link it to their own S3 instance and build their table or whatever. So that is the platform. Let me know, do you have any questions?